Hi there, welcome to my channel Casey Loves Frags. My name is Kristen and it's time to talk fragrances. So I hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall day. It is officially fall, but it's unusually warm here in New York, so I thought it'd be a nice time to film outside again. Might as well try to get as many as I can. So I'm a little behind on my summer list, so I promise I will get that out to you very soon. I thought finally I would do my fall list, my fall designer list. So after this I will be doing my niche list as well. But let's jump into it. I'm gonna do one honorable mention. And I know it really shouldn't be an honorable mention, but I need more experience with this guy. It is none other than Beau de Jour by Tom Ford. And I got this a couple weeks ago, and a good friend of mine gave me a decant over the summer, so I've had a little bit of experience with it. And it is beautiful. I love it. It's very barbershop-y, but in a modern way. It's very fresh and crisp, and it has like an herbal quality to it. And then in the dry down, it has like a nice patchouli, and it's a beautiful scent. And I think it's gonna really work well in the cooler months coming up. So I will be reviewing this very soon. It stinks. I think it is discontinued, so this might be a little bit harder to find. But definitely check it out in the fragrance groups. You should be able to find one. So, okay, here we go. So before I get started, I wanted to tell you that I'm really honored to be part of an upcoming event coming up on November 2nd. It is called Scent Explore, and it's going to be taking place down in New York City. And this whole event was put together by Mr. Max Forti, excellent reviewer and a great friend. And he was very kind and invited me to be part of this event. So I'm really honored to be part of this. And I'm going to be, sharing the stage, if you will. Too much music. I'm going to be sharing the stage with smelling great fragrances. Jeremy Fragrance is going to be there. Redolescence, Steven's going to be there. It's going to be really awesome. A lot of great reviewers. So be sure to buy your tickets at scentexplore.com. And I look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a great time. So you guys ready? Here we go. So number 10, we have the One EDP by D&G, Dolce & Gabbana. And this is a great scent. This one just screams fall to me. This is so sexy. I remember even before I was really into the niche thing, a couple years ago even, I'd go to Ulta and I'd walk in, I'd always smell this one, and I always really liked it. So I finally picked one up, and I really enjoy it. It's got the grapefruit and ginger and tobacco in there, so it's kind of got like this smooth, sweet, fruity tobacco kind of thing. It's just really good, really sexy. It's got some like spices in there too, and I really like this one for fall. It just makes you think of wearing like a nice pea coat or something in a sweater. Really good. The only reason why it's kind of lower, at the end of the list is the performance isn't so great, or at least on my skin. This is when I'd have to, carry around with me and reapply. I get probably less than 4 hours. That kind of stinks, but the scent is so good, it's worth it. So number 10 spot, Dolce & Gabbana, the One EDP. So number 9, we have Uomo, Salvatore Ferragamo. This is really yummy. The bottle always cracks me up, I don't know why, but the scent is really good. If you like gourmands, definitely try this. This is definitely a good gourmand scent. Oh, it's got like a tiramisu note in there, it's got coffee, but then it has like a fresh feel to it too, where it smells like freshly sliced apples. So it never gets to the point of being cloying. I could put a good 5 sprays on at least, and you won't choke anyone out. It's very pleasant. It will get you compliments, and it performs pretty well. Around the 6-hour mark, really good. And this stuff is just delicious. It just makes you want to eat it. And I love that it's just not cloying and it's not too much, and I don't think it really would offend anybody. It's just really good. Definitely a great scent for fall. Definitely try this one out. Number 9, Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo. And number 8, we have Sycamore by Chanel. This is the EDT version, and this is just a beautiful scent. A beautiful vetiver. Now, honestly, I didn't really get too much experience with this one, so I'm gonna really wear this one more this fall. I split a good amount of it, and now I want to keep the rest to myself to finally give it some good wearings. So like at home, I wore it a couple times, but this one I gotta wear out more. It's so good, such a beautiful vetiver. I found that in recent months I've really been coming to appreciate vetiver more. I was kind of slow on the uptake with vetiver, but this is so good. It's got that Chanel DNA with the beautiful aldehydes, and the vetiver is just so nice. It's smooth, and it's kind of nutty, but it has kind of like a sheen to it, like a clean feel at the same time. It's just really classy, really sophisticated, and I think this is going to do really well. I think it's going to do really well in the cooler months coming up. So that is Sycamore by Chanel. So this is number 7, and this is Dior Homme, the vintage formulation with the silver sprayer, the silver stem. And the stuff is delicious. Very good friend of mine gave me this as a birthday gift last year. Oh my god, this stuff is so good. Love this stuff. It's so smooth and creamy and sexy. Again, you want to wear like a nice pea coat or a nice leather jacket, and it just makes you feel so sophisticated and classy. Again, this isn't one that would offend anyone, so this is a good one to wear in more intimate situations, I think. Like, this would be a nice date night scent. I love wearing this at rehearsals too, because when you're in close quarters with people, you're not going to choke anyone out. It performs well, but it's not like in your face. It still has like a transparency to it, but it's still creamy and buttery and delicious, and it lasts a pretty good amount of time, around 6 hours. Really, really good. So if you can get your hands on a vintage Dior Homme, definitely do it. You won't regret it. And what we got? Number 6 now. We have Ultramal by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and this stuff is delicious. Oh man, it took me a while to find this guy. I got this from a guy in Europe, and that's why he's just huge. And oh my god, it's so good. Now you gotta really like sweet fragrances to wear this one. It's like a caramelized peach dessert. It's just so good. It's like really sweet but creamy at the same time. And this really is, like, if you have a sweet tooth, this will do the job quite nicely. This stuff is killer, and this stuff will last all day long. This is one of those ones, when you spray it, you'll smell it in your hair the next day when you're showering. I love those. Those are special scents. Those are always good. And I love that when I let my hair down, I'm like, oh, there it is again. I don't know if like the steam in the shower wakes it up again or something, but this is one of those. And I love those kind of scents. And oh, this stuff is delicious. This stuff is harder to get, at least the big bottle it is, but you can still find this online. I think Macy's still has it. The stuff is amazing. Definitely check out Ultramal by JPG. This is what I recently acquired. This is none other than Vintage Polo by Ralph Lauren. So as you can see, there isn't much left in this guy. This is a gift from the same friend who gave me my Dior Hommes. He's always hooking me up with great finds. And so this is, a partial that he gave me because he really wanted me to experience it and to try it. So, and oh my gosh, it is so good. Oh man, this stuff is so bold, man. because I believe with the Cosmere formulation, they still could use the oak moss back then, and I believe the new formulations don't. But what a difference, man. I can't believe the difference in this stuff from the new formulation. I honestly didn't even like this scent until he really talked me into trying this. So he brought me this a couple weeks ago to give it a wearing, and I love this stuff. I have another bottle on the way, and I can't wait to wear it this fall. Oh, it's so classic, very green, you know, very fougere-like, and oh man, a lot of notes going on this guy. But oh yeah, I believe it has tobacco in there, definitely the oak moss, definitely has spices. I'm not quite exactly sure without looking which ones, but yeah, this stuff is so good. This is one of those ones that when you spray it on, it just, you gotta let it settle, and then the magic happens. And this stuff will last all day. Like, I kind of choked myself out doing 5 sprays, so maybe 3 would be good. But definitely get your hands on this one. It's really, really good. And what do we got? Okay, number 4. We're getting up to the nitty-gritty. This guy I just got. This is none other than Bleu de Chanel Parfum by Chanel. Love Chanel, as you can tell. I always have to smell them. Oh God, that stuff's so good. So I have the EDP, which I love. Amazing summer scent. And I kept seeing how popular this guy was, and I ended up getting a sample with another bottle that I got, and I wore it a couple times, and I was just so in love with this stuff. I was like, all right, I have to get it. I don't care they have the EDP. I think this is different enough to warrant the purchase. So this is, you know, definitely has that Bleu de Chanel DNA, but it's sweeter, smoother, and creamier. It definitely has more of a classy and sophisticated vibe, more so than the EDT and the EDP even. And you know, this is the dress up formal one. Even I don't care, I'm gonna wear it anytime. But this is what it makes me, that's definitely what it makes me think of, you know, like a nice night out. Oh, it's so good. It must be a good amount of sandalwood in this one, because it gets really creamy and sweet as it dries down. And it performs very well. It's not huge and beastly, but it's just there, and the sillage on this is so nice. You know, like I wore this a couple times, and I wore this when my friend who gave me this came to visit, and he's like, man, all I smell is that Bleu de Chanel. It smells so good. He's like, that stuff is just radiating, you know? I mean, and this was hours later, and I was like, really? I feel like it's gone. So I think this is one of those ones that even if you think it's gone, you know, it's still there. Don't be fooled. You know, people will notice it and enjoy it. And I think this would be a really nice compliment getter. And I think this would be really nice for the cooler months because it is sweeter and sexier and smoother. So yeah, definitely check it out. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. All right, we got the top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Oud Wood by Tom Ford. This stuff is fantastic. Man, I love this stuff. Like whenever I wear this stuff, it just makes you feel good and confident and just content. Like you just feel so good putting this stuff on. I remember I wore this for my, what Mondial was this? I think this is Mondial 4 Squared. It's on my website, KristenCapolino.com. And I wore this when I had Gerardo Velez, the percussionist for Santana, Jimi Hendrix, to name a few. Amazing player and a sweetheart of a person. And you know, I wanted to wear something really special to, you know, remember that night. And this scent did the job quite nicely. I went nuts right before I went up on stage. I went nuts, sprayed the heck out of this thing. But this is so good. It's got the oud, but it's wearable and smooth, and it almost has like a brightness to it. It's not like stanky or fecal or anything like that. Like for someone who's getting into oud, I would definitely suggest this. Really good. You know, it's got the cardamom, and that complements the oud so well. And this stuff is just so delicious. The only complaint I would have is that I just wish it lasted a little bit longer. I think maybe the older formulations do. This is a newer bottle, but it's totally worth it anyway. It's just so good, so sexy. Yeah, definitely a staple in the Tom Fords. So definitely get your nose on this. I'm sure you already have. It's pretty popular for fall, but I can't wait to wear this guy. So Oud Wood by Tom Ford. And top 2. Now this one might be surprising. This one is by Carolina Herrera, and it's none other than CH Men, the vintage formulation. Oh, I gotta smell. Oh man, I can't wait to wear this stuff. It's just so, it just makes me melt. It's so good. So I got this spring actually, which, by the way, this is great spring scent too. But I think for fall it's gonna be really nice. Think of like sweet, burnt, like caramelized sugar. Like in a way, it's like burnt sugar with like this leathery vibe to it at the same time. It's just like so smooth. A little bit of greenness too, like a little bit, but they're just so smooth and well blended. It's like one of those scents you can't really pick out the note that stands out the most. And oh my gosh, so good. There's something about this scent that makes me melt. Like I remember when I first got it, like I wear it multiple days in a row, which is kind of rare. You know, I'm always wanting to wear something different every day. But there's something very addicting about this. It's not really a complicated scent either, but I love it. It's so good. It's so addicting. Like people who like Baccarat, I think will like this. Like I'm not saying it smells like it, but it's kind of got that same addicting thing where you just can't stop smelling your hand or whatever. It's just so really, really good. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Yes, I do wish it was stronger. It's not a beast mode scent, you know, it's one you probably have to, you know, reapply throughout the day. But, you know, it's like in the 4 to 6 hours range because it's an older, it's pretty dark juice there. But it's so worth it. Like I think women could pull it off, but this would be a good one for your man too. If it's any girls watching, or you know, or you guys, if you want to melt some women, this'll do it. This is definitely really sexy. So we have number 1, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a popular one for fall, and there's a reason. La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. This is the edition art. That's right, it's got all the crazy design on it. So this is I think a 2013, if that's correct. Oh man, I can't wait to wear this stuff. I must really enjoy the note of cardamom because this has got a lot of cardamom in it. And it's just so creamy. It's like a little bit powdery, but it's got that cardamom in there. And the older batches, you know, have a little bit more punch and depth and richness to them. I'm dying to try like you know, the first formulation. I think I may have to get my hands on that because I was told the juice is even darker than this and it's even more potent. So it's got to be pretty fantastic. This is incredible. I had a newer formulation. I think I had a 15 or something. And just the jump between those years, you know, what a difference. My friend got me hooked on these. He really gets me hooked on a lot of scents. We're bad influence on each other, but it's fun. So he got one of these. He's like, "Oh my God, Kristen, you have to try this. Like, you're gonna go nuts." I'm like, "I have one. You know, I don't really need another one. Like, is it really that different?" He's like, "I'm telling you." So I'm like, all right. So he's like, "I'll tell you what, you know, I'll send you a little 5 ml or something just so you can tell me what you think. You know, spray one on each hand or whatever and A/B them." I'm like, all right. Because I thought I had an older formulation. I didn't really know the differences in formulation yet. So this is, you know, last winter, so I was still getting into the formulation thing. And so I got the decant. I sprayed it on. I sprayed on my 15 that I had. And I was like, oh yeah, like this stuff, it's good. The newer formulation is still good, but it's like, you know, someone neutered the thing, you know? It's like watered down. It's like, where's the spices and that richness and that punch that this has? You know, so I can only imagine what the original formulation is. I will have to get my hands on one of those at some point. But I mean, get your hands on any of these. You'll be, you know, if you don't need to go crazy with the formulations and all that, because they can get pretty expensive. just get your hands on a bottle. This is, again, one of those sexy, I think, lady pleasers. I love when my husband wears this. It's just so sexy. And of course I love wearing it. It just makes you feel like you're being caressed by a hot, sexy man. When my husband's out at work, I wear this and you feel better. But this stuff is really good. Definitely get your nose on it if you haven't. It's really popular, and it is for a reason. So that's my designer list for 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what what your thoughts are. Do you like the list? What have you changed it? What is your list? I'd love to hear. And thank you so much again. If you haven't, please be sure to like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for my niche fall list coming up very soon. And have a wonderful day of smelling good.